she's there all by herself. There's nobody there with her to, if something happens and she goes into the hospital, she's all alone.
Nikki Drinkwalter and Darla Brown fear for their mom, Elaine Guyan's physical and mental health. The senior lives away from family in a small community on Prince Edward Island. Her daughters say the phone calls have gotten harder.
A lot of the conversations are very quiet. She's depressed and she doesn't have a lot to talk about, and doesn't really want to be where she's at because she's just unhappy.
Guyan, who is blind and partially paralyzed, lives in this subsidized care home in the community of Crapo and no longer has any family here. Both her husband and son recently died. Her daughters, who live in Kelowna, have been trying to transfer her to a facility in BC ever since.
We just thought when Dad passed away, we'll put her on the wait list for when a bed opens up here, whether that be 6 months, a year, whatever it takes. When the bed opens up here, just transfer her here.
The only problem, Guyan doesn't qualify for subsidized assisted care in BC because she hasn't lived there for at least 90 days.
Because the healthcare system is a provincial system, it doesn't matter if she is a Canadian citizen, it matters what province she's lived in.
Residency requirements for subsidized care in BC can be waived. Among the criteria are if the individual has no close family supports in their province of origin. Despite seeming to qualify, Elaine's case was denied.
So we talk to one agency and they'll direct us to another agency and another agency, and they'll give us another number to call, and at the end of the day, we're sorry you're going through this, but there's nothing that can be done.
CBC News has yet to receive a response from BC's health ministry. The province's seniors advocate admits these situations can be challenging, but says the rules are there for a reason.
So what you don't also want to do is set up a situation where I can't get into my long-term care home in another province, or it's more expensive in another province, and so I come to British Columbia. And what about the British Columbians who have been waiting on that wait list?
Well, it's all about capacity.
This former health minister says BC is forced to ration out its care beds because of a lack of supply. In 2023, the wait list for assisted care jumped by 34% to more than 1,000 people. At the same time, the total number of subsidized units dropped by about 2%.
People that, have lived in British Columbia all their lives face the same problem when they need assisted living.
For these sisters, private care might be the only option, but not an affordable one.
Minimum is going to be like $36,000 a year. we can't afford that.
A dilemma more and more families are confronted with as their loved ones get older. Jon Hernandez, CBC News, Vancouver.